Welcome back to another jaw-dropping episode where we dive into the chaos of the open road. Buckle up as we showcase some of the wildest driving fails and close calls that will make you rethink your next drive. From reckless speed demons to surprise impacts, these moments are a stark reminder of why safety should always come first. Sit back, stay alert, and let's journey through these incredible yet cautionary tales of driving gone wrong. Well, let's get it going then. Starting off with this alarming incident where a red light runner crashes into the recorder's car. So many moments like this one show just how risky and dangerous it is to run a red light. It's never worth the potential consequences. As the saying goes, a good driver never misses their exit, even if it means turning a simple drive into a life-threatening situation for everyone else. But hey, at least they're committed, right? Performing dangerous maneuvers like this is a clear example of a complete disregard for the safety of other drivers and themselves on the road. People like this driver should have their licenses suspended. I think the driver was like, "Alright everyone, hold on to your hats. I'm making a turn now, whether you like it or not." I'm pretty sure the other drivers didn't like it, and definitely weren't holding on to their hats. Thankfully, everyone was okay. In this clip, watch as that white car suddenly jolts awake, leaving the poor truck with no chance to react as it veers down the rails. It's clear how quickly a situation can turn dangerous on the road. The white car's sudden movement left the truck with no time to react, resulting in it going down the rails. Thankfully, it could have been much worse, and it's fortunate that no one was seriously harmed. Oh my, what just happened here? That lorry dragged the car along, setting off a chain reaction that led to a 3-car pileup. This car should have maintained a safe distance, which could have easily prevented this incident. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. I don't think the car was on good terms with its owner, so it decided to leave. Legends say they still aren't on speaking terms. Remember guys, if your car isn't listening to you, you can make it behave by using something called brakes. At that point, the collision was inevitable. The crash happened so fast that the driver barely had time to react. Let's crash rewind this. Oh dear, the sheer impact. Some days really just aren't yours. Fortunately, no major injuries were reported. That's the consequence of a chain reaction caused by not paying attention. It sure is a wise decision to cut off all distractions while driving. This video is a perfect example of why. In this next clip from Illinois, watch as this SUV races forward and rear-ends the car in front of it. The sheer impact is terrifying. Jeez, that impact caused significant damage to the car. The front car that got hit could do nothing but brace for the impact. Thankfully, everyone was okay. This motorcycle rider decided to flee from a state patrol officer, but ended up losing control and crashing off the road into the bushes. I think he was just looking out for a hiding spot. What do you think? Comment below. I'm just baffled by how such a small amount of force made that van flip a full 180 degrees. While this certainly looks intentional, I wonder if the pickup truck's vision was blocked by the other vehicle seen next to it in the first second of footage. What do you guys think? Comment below. Props to the recorder's car for its road awareness. It got out of the way of that speeding sedan, which then whiplashed into traffic. Look at the car that crashed into traffic. None of their brake lights seem to have turned on before the collision. It looks like this might have been a case of texting and driving. Thankfully, everyone was okay. Well, in this case of dumb and dumbest, both drivers lived up to their names as road rage takes the best of them. Thank God that the water heater stopped rolling where it did, or that FedEx truck would have had a really bad day. On a side note, free water tanker, guys, if anyone wants to go ahead and claim one for themselves. This next clip comes from Midland, Texas, where a cop car gets hit by an oncoming train.
Oh my God!
That looked like a serious case of misjudgment. Oh dear. Fortunately, the cop made it out without any serious injuries. The red car loses control and crashes into the road barrier. Well, always in a rush to go nowhere. This looks more like a case of tailgating rather than losing control. What do you guys think? Comment below. This next terrifying clip comes from Arizona, where an RV gets shattered into pieces. Let's crash rewind this. Good God, that RV was totally obliterated. It's nothing short of a miracle that no one was seriously injured. Watch as this speeding driver sets off a crash rampage by crashing into all of those parked cars. When drivers fail to control their speed, they not only endanger themselves, but also create a chain reaction that affects others. This clip comes from Georgia, where a woman driving her SUV puts everyone's lives at risk with her reckless driving.
Get out! Get out! Tires are flat! Come on!
Good thing she was apprehended before she could pose any more risk to pedestrians. Safe to say, she got what she deserved in the end. Watch as this guy takes an unusual route to visit a police station before being taken into custody by the cops. That was sheer recklessness. It's terrifying to think someone could have been at the entrance just before the car crashed in. This could have turned out much worse, but thankfully no one was injured. Couldn't help but think that the driver might have taken Google Maps a bit too literally before going off-road. Luckily, he probably realized he hadn't updated his Google Maps in a couple of years. Thankfully, the driver made it out okay. This car loses control and crashes into the guard railings. Thankfully, the guardrails did their job in preventing further damage or worse outcomes. Whoa! That car took the curve way too fast and slammed into the recorder's car. The sheer force of the impact is unbelievable. By the looks of it, the recorder seemed absolutely terrified, like his soul almost left his body for a second. Watch as this guy in white springs into action, heroically saving a lady from a car that's uncontrollably driving in reverse. That guy is nothing short of a hero. The way that black SUV was driving in reverse with no regard for others is utterly infuriating. This oblivious driver ends up changing lanes without realizing she wasn't the only one on the road. The left driver was in the wrong, but both drivers seem to have terrible situational awareness. What do you guys think? Comment below. This road rage incident is one of a kind, as the person is trying to fight a car. It's an absurd situation that really makes you think twice.
Oh, fuck this shit.
It's a good thing the car didn't fight back and decided to drive away from the scene. You never know what might have happened if the car had decided to throw a punch or two. Watch as this car T-bones the bus in a dramatic and shocking collision. Good God, that impact looks intense. Thankfully, the bus was able to absorb much of the impact. This driver intentionally caused that rear-end crash by overtaking and then abruptly stopping in front of the recorder's car. Let's crash rewind this. The audacity with which the driver stopped and caused all that mayhem, then ran off, is astonishing. Thankfully, he was apprehended, and no one was seriously injured. This next clip comes from China, where two cars collide head-on. The impact looks particularly nasty, serving as a stark reminder of how devastating head-on collisions can be. That fun ride certainly knocked some sense into these folks with that little impact. Hopefully they were still able to enjoy themselves after this tiny mishap, and no one was left feeling dizzy or wanting to go home. This dump truck just rolled into a car. What on earth happened here? The collision seems sudden and unexpected. Let's crash rewind this. It looks like the dump truck rammed into the car. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured, but this sure is one heck of a memory to remember. That's one of the reasons why driving fast on such a narrow road could have been deadly. The limited space and proximity to other vehicles makes high speeds extremely dangerous. This Uber driver clipped into a truck behind them. Thankfully, the crash wasn't as bad, but now that's an Uber driver who definitely isn't getting 5 stars. Watch as this suspect fleeing from the police crashes into the recorder's car. What terrible timing to get caught up in someone else's mess. Well, imagine this. You're sitting at a red light, patiently waiting for the signal to turn green, and then, BAM! Surprise, surprise! It's a jarring reminder that even in the most routine situations, unexpected events can occur at any time and anywhere. Well, folks, another incident of play stupid games and win stupid. Yup, that one. Sometimes, reckless actions lead to inevitable consequences, and this incident is another example of that. It's a strong reminder that irresponsible behavior on the road can have serious repercussions, and it's always better to drive safely and think ahead. Watch as this guy decides to drive under a tractor, thinking he's playing a role in Fast and Furious. I don't know if he'll be lucky enough to land a role in Fast and Furious, but he might just find himself cast in a different role, one as a hospital patient, if he continues with such reckless stunts. Pretty sure the pole wasn't too pleased with how the driver took that fast turn, and it ended up giving the car a harsh wake-up call. It's a vivid reminder that when you push the limits on the road, you might end up facing some unexpected and painful consequences. Always remember to drive within your limits and respect the road conditions. Watch as these two drivers collide in a high-speed T-bone crash at an intersection, sending debris flying around. It looks like there weren't any stop signs present. How hard is it for the city to put up 4 stop signs? Just curious. This next clip comes from Honduras, where a semi-truck just slammed right through that bus. It's sheer luck, a miracle even, that no one was in the passenger seats of that bus, and everyone else involved was okay. This clip comes from the good old USA, where the suspect manages to steal a police cruiser. Looks like the cops have to walk the rest of the way before someone comes to pick them up. Hopefully they haven't been eating too many donuts. Watch as the car coming from the left runs the light and crashes into the motorcycle and another car. Let's crash rewind this. This motorcycle rider really lucked out. It could have been so much worse. And that car running the light, they weren't even close to making it. What were they thinking? A massive pileup occurs as multiple cars collide due to bad weather and low visibility. A sobering reminder of how crucial it is to adjust our driving to the conditions and prioritize safety in adverse weather. Well, this one was nothing short of a jump scare. The little truck got slammed head-on by that car. That impact seemed brutal. It's a powerful reminder of how quickly things can spiral out of control on the road. Stay sharp and drive safely. Moments like these can happen in the blink of an eye. The odds of a car in neutral rolling down a hill and crashing into yours while you're driving are low, but it seems like the odds were pretty high for this driver. Leaving your car in neutral on a hill shows sheer disregard and carelessness. It's a dangerous move that not only puts your vehicle at risk, but also endangers others on the road. Always ensure your car is properly secured. Watch as this driver narrowly avoids a head-on collision with an oncoming car speeding out of control. Oh dear, that was close. The car barely grazed but still caused significant damage. I can only imagine how devastating a full head-on crash would have been. Thankfully, no one was injured. Well, the last clip was nearly a head-on collision, but this driver didn't get as lucky. The oncoming car slams right into his truck. It's not easy to determine who was at fault here, but thankfully no one was seriously injured. It's a sobering reminder of how quickly things can go wrong on the road, and just how crucial it is to stay alert and drive defensively to prevent such devastating impacts. This biker appeared out of nowhere and crashed into the recorder's car. Whether he was attempting a reckless maneuver or just had a moment of poor judgment, it's clear he managed to make a serious mess of someone's day. This event quickly descends into chaos as several drivers start doing donuts and performing dangerous stunts with their vehicles. One of these stunts takes a turn for the worse and ends badly. It's a stark reminder of how quickly fun can turn into disaster, and how crucial it is to prioritize safety over thrill-seeking. What was the driver even thinking driving on those railway tracks? Was he imagining his car was a train, or just testing the durability of his tires? The reckless driver faced the consequences of his actions and ended up crashing into the barrier. Please drive safely for the sake of yourself and others on the road. What a hit! That rear-end collision looks nasty, with debris flying everywhere. Safe to say the driver wasn't fully focused. He could have been on his phone as well. Regardless, it's fortunate that the damage was only material. Watch as this driver narrowly misses crushing a man after they get into a crash. Let's crash rewind this. Oh dear, that was so close. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it myself. It could have gotten really ugly, but thankfully no one was seriously injured. Well, this driver decided it was better to smash into my car and stop traffic rather than use the brake pedal to stop. The driver didn't even try to stop. That's sheer incompetence at its highest. In my opinion, that driver needs to get off the road for a while and take some driving classes. Watch this real-life episode of Bumper Cars as a truck rear-ends a car trying to make an exit. That seems like a nasty blow to the rear by the truck driver. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured. In this next clip, watch as this tractor driver runs over a car like it's a cheese spread. Oh dear, can you believe it? The driver of that car survived with no serious injuries. He's definitely got some stories to tell for days, both to his friends and his insurance agent. What kind of circus show is this? It seems like the other two cops took their sergeant's orders a bit too literally in their mission. That's about as comedic a crash as it gets. If I were the suspect hiding, I'd probably get caught just by laughing too loud at these folks. Watch as this car gets T-boned out of nowhere. Bam! That sucks, but it's fortunate that both drivers involved made it out safe with no serious injuries. Oh god, that head-on crash looks brutal. Were the drivers not paying any attention? Look at all the smoke that came from that crash. Let's crash rewind this. That blow seems intense, but to be honest, the car's crumple zone did its job well, and it looks like the cabin wasn't crushed at all. The drivers were wearing seatbelts too. Definitely a smart move if you ask me. This crash from Russia, caused by stopped traffic on the highway, serves as a stark reminder of how quickly a seemingly minor issue can escalate into a major pileup. Even minor delays or sudden stops can cause chain reactions. Staying vigilant and prepared for unexpected changes in traffic can help prevent such serious accidents. This driver decided to get wasted and then get behind the wheel, ultimately crashing into the recorder's car. The disregard people show after getting behind the wheel while impaired should be reason enough for their license to be suspended. In this next clip, this biker narrowly escapes being crushed by a car after his bike slips and crashes. Oh dear! That certainly was a nail-biting incident. Thankfully, the driver is okay. Jeez, that red Porsche turned a routine traffic stop into a nightmare. Just look at the sheer force of the impact. It sent the other car spinning into the next lane. Driving like lunatics and then rear-ending another car that was simply going about its day? How reckless! It's a stark reminder of the importance of adhering to safe driving practices and respecting other road users. Watch as this state trooper strategically positions his car in front of a fleeing vehicle, causing a dramatic head-on collision that brings it to a halt. Gotta give the cops their props. They put their lives on the line to keep us safe. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured and the suspect was apprehended. That car just swerves right into the front vehicle, causing a severe head-on collision. Thankfully, the occupants emerged without any serious injuries, but this could have ended badly if the car hadn't had the appropriate safety features. This one is one of a kind. Watch as this driver is ejected after crashing into stopped traffic at a red light. This is pure carelessness from the driver, who's to blame for all this chaos. It could have ended much worse for him. Not wearing a seatbelt is a huge mistake. Guys, always buckle up for your safety. That crash is straight out of a Tom Cruise movie. The semi did a flip, crashed, and then caught fire. I'm sure that if the driver who made it out with no serious injuries didn't have video proof of the incident, people might question whether he was exaggerating what happened. Watch this clip from South Africa where another accident occurs at the scene of an existing crash. Oh dear, with a fireball like that, it's incredible to think that everyone made it out with no serious injuries. It looks like the car completely disregarded the biker while performing a reckless stunt on the road, resulting in a crash. It's safe to believe that the crash looked intentional. What do you guys think? Comment below. This motorcycle is launched into the air after a dramatic crash at the intersection. Let's crash rewind this. Jeez, that looked terrifying. Thankfully, bystanders checked on the motorcyclist, and he made it out with no serious injuries, just a little migraine and what might be a touch of jet lag. This camera narrowly dodges a reckless car, only to be involved in a head-on collision with another vehicle. Sadly, the camera takes the blame while the instigator drives away. In my opinion, the camera shouldn't have swerved and should have taken the hit instead. That's intense! The hydroplane on the highway after sudden rain is a stark reminder of how quickly weather conditions can change the dynamics of driving. It's terrifying to see how the vehicle loses control so abruptly. Sudden rain can create hazardous road conditions, and it's essential for drivers to reduce their speed and increase their following distance. Performing stunts like these without professional supervision is sheer irresponsibility. I hope the person can brush this off and understand the severe consequences of performing reckless stunts like these. It's a good thing the outcome wasn't worse than it could have been. Up next, from Cleveland, Ohio, watch as this Tesla crashes into a black pickup truck on a snowy highway. It seems like the red Tesla lost control and crashed into the black pickup truck. Thankfully, everyone was okay. If you enjoyed these clips, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more thrilling content. Which moment had you on the edge of your seat? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to tap the notification bell so you're always in the loop with our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay safe out there. See you in the next video.